Hey, so definitely have to make another video because I'll be thinking about it all day and someone else will pop in my head. But I just definitely want to say that I'm thankful for my Aunt Jody. She is someone that, like, as a child, I remember her specifically just like sitting down with me, looking me in my eye and being like, how are you doing? And that simple thing to me was like a really big deal. Because as a kid, usually when there's a bunch of grown-ups around, nobody cares like what the like how the kids are doing or how they're feeling. Like, you just say like, go play. And sometimes, like, as a kid, that's just how you feel. Like, all the grown-ups talk and the kids go play, and just don't talk about emotions and stuff. So that is just like something really important. So if you other adults, you see a little kid, like, ask how they're doing. And maybe it won't mean something to everyone, and they might just run past you like, oh, I'm fine, what are you talking about? But for me, like, I was more mature, I think, like, mentally. So to me, feelings were a big deal and talking was a big deal. For a lot of years, though, that I had to shut down my communication and I didn't really talk to people, and I was like suffocating. So that is just like a super important deal to me. So thank you, Aunt Jody. I appreciate it. And I mean, all my aunts are awesome and all my uncles are awesome. So I appreciate all of you. It's just like that specific activity of like making sure you, one-on-one paid attention to a kid was like a really big deal. So anyways, then the other people that are a huge deal to me and how my life ended up, as far as like the last couple years of getting justice for a crime against me. Like, I have a blind eye group that I'm a part of, and all those girls behind the scenes and the guys that helped, each one of you really mattered, or matter, well, not past tense, but all of you mattered. And I got justice for a crime from high school, all because of this group and these girls encouraging me. And I guess I don't know if they all want to be named, so maybe I won't name all of you just in case like there's some behind the scenes people that like don't want their names mentioned, but you know who you are. And so all the girls, like every single one of you, and the guys, like all of my friends and the people part of that group called the Blind Eye Movement. It's about sexual abuse and cover-ups, and that we need to open all the blind eyes to what is going on, especially in churches and schools and places that you are supposed to be able to trust, places that you want to trust sending your kids. It's kind of, about talking about that and exposing that. And I'm just like so thankful for that, because my perpetrator ended up in prison, and it is the most freeing thing. I really didn't think, for a while I was like, what difference is that really gonna make? Like, is it actually gonna make me feel any better whatsoever? It really did. Like, it fixed a lot, because I went from still kind of being panicky about it and a lot of nightmares, and just in general kind of looking over my shoulder, always wondering like, what if he came back, or what if he was like behind me, or I don't know, like there was just sort of like it haunts you in a way, as if he's a ghost, even though he's still alive. So after he went to prison, there was just this like immediate calm. Like, it was just such a big relief, and you don't think it will make that big of a difference, because you're like, what's the difference if he's out of my life and I don't see him, whatever, like what does it matter if he's in jail or not? It's like getting justice for something like that is just emotionally such a huge deal. It's really huge. So I'm just really thankful for all the people involved. And there was a detective many years ago that I first reported the abuse to, and his name was Trooper Yeager. I'll never forget that name. At least he's the one that dealt with it all. I think there was another officer that I don't know his name that also was there. So whoever was sitting in front of me writing down all those notes, which I'm pretty sure was like a pen and a paper that he was writing all the notes on. I can't really remember because it was so long ago. But whoever that was working with Trooper Yeager wrote down all the details, even better than even my own memory could remember. Like, it was so helpful to 10 years later, however many years later, to actually be able to prosecute. Because I think their notes, that initial reporting of the crime, that they couldn't do anything about it at the time, because for whatever reason that prosecutor up in Gaylord said nope. So they were basically, their hands were tied, and they took the report of my abuse, they wrote down all the details, and that, it was just such a big deal. Like, I really wish I could find Trooper Yeager and thank him myself. I don't really know how. I think I tried like looking him up, but I don't know, I didn't want to be like a stalker or creepy person. So I don't know how to thank them, but I'm so thankful for that. Having good police officers is so huge for victims. It is so, so huge. And then for the new detective, Wiltz, I believe his name was. Now I think it's been like 2 years since we talked to them, so like time goes by really fast. But all of you matter. All the detectives, all the police officers, like you matter so much to victims of abuse, of sexual abuse, like all that stuff. Like you really play an important role. So getting the facts right, getting your details right, and not like mixing up details or mixing up dates, like that's super important for us, because if they find a lot of flaws in our case, then we may not get the chance to prosecute. We may not get the chance to get justice because something's off, and like, you know, oh, details are all mixed up, or we can't really verify it because it's all like he said, she said stuff. So the more accurate you guys are, the more you believe us, it's just so helpful, and it makes such a difference. So anyways, all those people are huge in my mental health, in saving me from the nightmare that I was in. Like it's such a big deal. And then saving another victim from becoming a victim, or if someone was victimized by that guy, then now they can kind of have justice through me too. And it might not feel the same as getting their own justice or their own trial, but I gotta believe that getting him off the streets was the best. And just very thankful for all the guys and gals that were behind the scenes of Blind Eye, and for all the officers and detectives and prosecutors that were all involved. They were amazing, and the judge was awesome. So anyways, before I ever die, I definitely want to say thank you for that. And there's just so many people, again, so many people at my work who have been encouraging me, even in the last year, to like, hey, just, you know, fulfill your dreams. And there was a couple people in particular that really said, like, what are you so afraid of? Like, just do it. Do what you're so afraid of making videos, of, you know, writing, of making journals and stuff like that. And it might be silly goals that I'm like so excited about, but to me they're big. And to me they're big challenges. And in my life, like, I am afraid to do a lot of things, especially if they seem selfish or whatever. But now I'm, you know, chasing some of those dreams. I'm trying to learn piano. I'm trying to still learn Spanish. And it's like I have my hands like in a lot of different things at once, because I want to accomplish a lot. So it may be baby levels at a lot of different things instead of focusing on one thing and like mastering it. I'm not that great at that because I have so many things like I want to do that it kind of, you know, gets in the way of like learning another thing. But I'm fine with that, because then I learn a little piano, I learn a little Spanish, I learn a little bit about writing, I'm learning about creating journals online, I'm learning about how to be a good wife, I'm learning about how to be a good mom, learning about how to be a good stepmom too, and learning how to be a great housekeeper, and all that stuff, and how to deal with Menards people. So I have my hands in a lot of different things, and I'm happy about that. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for not being in a really dark place, and you know, not super depressed except for this week. Felt very sad and down because my kids are gone, and I didn't really know how to handle that very well because I'm used to having them all the time. So that, you know, feels very sad and like blah. But I get to see them tomorrow, so that's great. I'm very happy about that. Very thankful for my life. Thankful for all of you that have ever been in my life. If you've passed me once, you probably have made an impact, and you matter. And yeah, you know, have a great day. Bye.